What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Carly. I'm a mindset and a life upgrade mentor. I teach you how to rewire your thought patterns and change your belief systems about yourself so that you can start creating your desired reality. Now, whether or not you are creating your desired reality, you are always creating your reality on a moment by moment basis based on who it is that you are being and how it is that you are operating internally through the way that you think, through your belief systems about yourself, through the way that you are interacting with your reality around you. And in this video today, we're going to be talking about how you have the power to decide right now today that you want to completely reinvent yourself. You want to completely rebrand your life. You want to change the way that you think. You want to change the way that you feel. You want to change the belief systems that you hold about yourself and what's possible for you and your life. And you want to change the way that you show up in your day-to-day life. You are the creator of your reality. It's your life. It's your world. You can do what you want to do and you can be who you want to be. And the sooner that you start accepting that as your truth, the sooner that you will start doing what you want to do and you will start being who you want to be, and you will feel a whole lot better because you are fulfilling what it is that you want to do and be in this life. The reason why a lot of people go through life feeling like they are not living at their fullest potential or they feel limited is because they feel like they are tied to the version of themselves that they have been up until this point, and they feel like they can't change up who they are or what it is that they've been doing. They get so stuck in this system and this identity of like, this is who I am. Oh, I can't possibly change up who I've been. This is the personality I've always had. This is the way that I've always thought about things. This is the career path that I've always said that I wanted to follow. This is the belief system that I've held up until this point. But the truth is, you can. You're allowed to change your mind. One big reason as to why a lot of people feel held back when it comes to rebranding themselves or changing themselves on an identity level is because of the way that people in their lives are currently perceiving them based on who they have been and who they are currently. So it's like this idea of like, oh, I can't possibly change up my belief systems, or oh, I can't change how I show up. I can't just change my personality because that's not consistent with who I have been, and other people are going to identify me with who I have been currently and not with who I'm rebranding myself to be. So I have to stay where I am. That is a very real thing. Okay, we are heavily influenced by the perceptions of other people. I can personally attest to this, and I'm going to share. I'm sure a lot of people have a story like this. I used to be a party girl. Pretty much from age 18 to like 26, I have always been the girl who's like, I'm always down to go out. I'm always down to grab a drink. I'm always down to party. I'm always down to get into some mayhem and go to the afters. Like, that was a deeply, deeply ingrained thing in my identity. And specifically in my age 25 to 26, I was really partying a lot. And in that time, I was meeting a lot of people through partying who identified me as a party girl because that is who I was at that point in time, right? And I'm meeting them in that environment, and that's how they were perceiving me to be. Well, I didn't really want to be that. And this is a huge part of my story as to why I even got into the realm of identity shifting in the first place, was because of this moment in my life right here. I did not want to be this version of myself anymore. However, I was so caught in this stronghold of like, this is my identity and this is who I've always been. Like, how can I possibly be somebody new now and just like change up on who I have been and be somebody different? My current self identity, which was the party girl persona, what had such a stronghold on me that even though I wanted to change, I kept finding myself back in the same spiral and pattern and habit. And that's, again, what really got me into this work and why I'm here today. So, every season of your life has its purpose. But the thing that you have to remember is the reason that you are who you are currently at this identity that maybe you are not happy with or you don't want to be anymore, you want to rebrand, right? The only reason that you are this current self is because of the decisions that you have made consistently up until this point through the way that you think, the way that you feel, the way that you believe, the actions that you take in your life. And that is what has made you who you are up until this point. The thing that changes that is by changing those things, okay? When you change the way you think, the way you feel, the way you believe, the way you act, then you will be a new identity. You just have to have the discipline to simply decide this is not who I am anymore, and this is who I am going to be now, and make consistent decisions in your life to follow suit with this rebranded version of yourself. You don't owe it to anybody to be a version of yourself currently that you are not happy with just to meet their perception of who you have been. No, that's not how it works. How it works is you are in control of your life. You get to decide who you are and who you want to be, and you show up in the world as that version of you, and how other people perceive you or adapt to this new version of you or whatever is really not your responsibility. They either get with the program and adapt to this new version of you that you are becoming, who is up-leveled and upgraded that you feel good about, or they get lost. But you don't stay stuck just because you feel like you need to fit an old identity of who you have been. That's bullshit. Like, I want you to really think about that for a second, okay? Think about living your life as a version of yourself that you are not happy with just because you feel like you have to, because other people see you as who you are now and you can't change. Like, it sounds ridiculous when you say it, but like, I get it. Like I said, I was caught up in that spiral of like, it was such a deeply ingrained part of my identity that it kept pulling me back into this pattern of like, okay, well, this is how I see myself and this is how other people see me, so I guess this is just who I'll keep being. So I need you to hear me so loud and clearly when I say this, okay? You have free will. You have the freedom to choose who it is that you want to be. And if you decide right now today that you want to be a completely different version of yourself, you want to completely rebrand, you want to reinvent yourself, you want to adopt new habits and new mindsets and new belief systems and a new energy and a new aura of how you show up in the world, you can do that. All you need to do is get really clear on what that version of you looks like, how they think, how they feel, how they act, how they behave, and start showing up as that version. You don't need to continue to chain yourself to the current version of yourself just because, oh, this is who you have been up until this point. That's the beautiful thing about life, is that you are ever changing, you are ever evolving, you are going through this life experience here on this planet in your humanness. And as you're going through it, you are realizing who it is that you are and who it is that you want to be. And where personal growth comes into that equation is saying, okay, if I am now coming to this knowingness of who it is that I want to be, I have to take a look at myself right now and say, this is not who I want to be. I'm going to identify who it is that I do want to be, and I'm going to start showing up as that. That is how you continue to evolve. That is how you continue to self-develop through life. And you do not need anybody's permission to make the decision to do that except for your own. So start now, start today. Stop waiting for anybody to come into your life and tell you, oh yeah, you should do this, because nobody's coming to do that. You are the only person that has the reign to do that over your own life. So do it for yourself, because I promise you, once you do and you start stepping into the identity of the upgraded version of yourself, you're gonna wish you did it sooner and you're never gonna look back. So that is what I got for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below. My next video this upcoming Friday is going to be my first Q&A, which is where I answer questions that you all have submitted to me. When I get enough questions submitted to me, I create a YouTube video and I answer all of the questions there. So if you ever have a more in-depth question that you want me to answer in a longer YouTube video format, don't be shy. The link to ask me a question is always going to be below my videos, so ask away. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.